Alright, this is going to be a little bit of a special unboxing because this is something that I never expected to get, but special circumstances kind of made me feel like I should. Now, backstory behind this is, well, as you can see, it's a pretty old box. It's actually a used Adidas box with all the Adidas logos kind of blanked out and really sort of covered. I think on one side says Pops, so it's not a Funko Pop, but it's probably been used for storage here and there for a long while now. So let's get this open and let's show you what I got. Alright, let's see. Probably a few eagle-eyed viewers can sort of grasp what's going on right here. It is a very not mint condition boxed version of Spawn. Now this is the original figure from McFarlane Toys back when it was called Todd Toys back from 1993. And yeah, I got this for really cheap, and you probably guess why. The box is all torn up, cut into, like, basically destroyed. Look at that. I have no idea what could even happen with this. Like, was it stuck and used to level out a table or something, you know? It's ridiculous, but I'm glad it is like this because, for one, I'm not really much of a mint-on card collector. I really don't care if a package is like this. And two, that meant that I could get it for astoundingly cheap. A lot of like mint on card ones or even complete figures, they go for around like 200, 300 bucks. I got this for like 25, not including shipping and handling. And I call that kind of a steal because it's not the greatest figure in the world. And we'll get into that when I open it up a bit. But it is something that's really special to me. Now, I'll get into that in just a second once I sort of rip this thing open. Any more than it already has, at least. Probably destroying a piece of history, isn't I? Oh, there we go. That's the figure. And as most people who have any inkling of comic or toy history, the back of the card, or the card itself, is actually a little free comic book. And, you know, it's a little short story called Promises and Lies. The pencils were not Todd McFarlane, but I believe the cover was. And, yeah. Looks fun. Much like the Martha Washington comic card back, I'll just keep this on the side as a nice little novelty. And here we have the actual figure. Now, I'm gonna guess this was mint. Does feel a little loose because there's no way that I can tell that they'd be able to get it out from here. There are some cuts and gaps, but there's really no way that they could have just kind of shifted this in and out. And it was even still attached by its little loop. It's not the most secure loop I've ever seen, but it's something. And so here we have a Spawn. Original 1993 figure. Pretty fun. Basic articulation from the time. And yeah, at the shoulders, the legs, the knees. The knees on these are really, really loose. It's kind of astounding after handling the similarly aged Martha Washington figure to even have something like this. I mean, it's good because I'm glad that it feels, you know, fun to handle and fun to play with. Even has little stringy plastic chains, but it's quite shocking. And in the back we have the still packaged novelty cape accessory, where the whole gimmick was that you could fold the cape inward and outward. But even on new packages of these from back in the day, it was hard to get them to pose or do anything other than kind of snap back into original place. And, you know, that's fine. I'm kind of a fan of the way this plays out, and this one kind of drapes over. Very Batman-esque, very gothic looking. And the way you get that is that's not even really attached. It's a whole sort of process where you have this little combiner piece that you stick into the back of Spawn. Actually not sure how you do that. Does it come with instructions? I think that's it, because it kind of grooves into his butt. and you have really no way of telling how to put that in. You kind of have to guess. Oh, let me see if I can get a good angle of that on camera. Kind of have to guide it by his shoulders that it reaches the peg there. It's not a tight fit, not a good grip. Gets the job done. It's very wobbly. I guess to secure it a little bit more, even though it's just an aesthetic piece, is I don't want to break this. This is insanely fucking old. It's little peg things. No wonder these are an accessory that isn't on a bunch of these. You see a lot of broken pieces or broken ones on eBay. This one I'm pegged really, really simply. This one, the peg is still stuck in the plastic. And I don't want to break that. I really don't. Here we go. Slightly torn. Maybe I'll super glue that later. Because I don't really plan on having this as anything other than like a display piece. You know what? I'm going to put these on first because I'm pretty sure the Spawn figure can just drape into it anyway. Because that combiner piece really doesn't do much at all. There we go. That's nice. Like I said, you can probably, I'm definitely gonna like glue this together because it is very loose. All these things are loose. To be expected. And there we have like a full Spawn. I'm now understanding why a bunch of the listings on eBay have this piece like completely lost, because yeah, it's not fitting well. The pegs are really, really easy to squeeze out. It comes with one accessory, which is this wooden plank with wooden stake through it, and that is pretty simple. It only has one gripping hand. See, look, already coming off already. Holds it pretty simply. Whack, whack. So yeah, you're probably wondering why I even got a Spawn figure. I'm not the biggest Spawn fan in the world, which is probably seem sacrilegious to many people who probably would have at least even wanted a really badly damaged hardback one. Because one of my best friends for Christmas, or at least this upcoming Christmas, he told me he had participated in the recent Tom McFarlane anniversary Spawn figure Kickstarter, and he got me one. He pledged one for me, and I thought, like, you know what? It'd be pretty fun if I got that eventually to have a comparison video, because that anniversary figure is meant to be kind of a tribute and take on this figure. It's meant to be like an updated, articulated, like high quality modern version of it by Modern Figure Science. It's gonna have like an elbow joint and everything. And like you can see parts of that in the Kickstarter pitch that was originally announced and different ones that have come since then. For example, this wooden plank has been updated as a wooden like club that has like a billion different nails and stakes through it. And there were multiple versions of this Series 1 original Spawn figure, including one that had like the zipper face or hamburger head, burnt face, mask off Spawn. And one of the variant figures for the Kickstarter pledge is going to be that, and the kind of normal figure pledge is going to have this kind of old school paint job where he has the red chest, which he doesn't really have anymore now. So yeah, no, this is fun. This is secure. This isn't. And yeah, the modern figure is going to have this gimmick with the folding cape, except it's going to be on actual hinges. The previous time it was just a perforated hinge, which is always going to snap back. So, you know what? It's not the best, but it's going to be really fun to have this around. It's nice to have a piece of history. Spawn might not have been like my favorite comic book character of all time, but it's something that I still had in my childhood. The movie was amazing as a kid to experience. Was a childhood favorite. John Leguizamo as the clown / Violator was pretty exciting. I always liked John Leguizamo for a scrawny Latino kid. He's kind of role model, I'm not ashamed to say. So it's going to be fun to have the anniversary figure. I'm not quite sure which variant my friend pledged for me. There's the classic Spawn look, there's a hamburger head look, and there's going to be a black and white uncolored version. And whichever one that's going to be, I'm going to be happy to kind of pose it around this, do a kind of then and now sort of style. Now that's going to be expected in the middle of November. So I'm going to be doing a sequel to this video right around then. But you know, it was nice, and hopefully this is the start of many more toy unboxings, because I'm planning on getting the figures a lot more going forward. So yeah, pretty fun. And if I ever get this thing actually posed and standing with all the accessories, I'm going to try and put that at the end of this video. So Thank you so much for listening. I had a lot of fun doing this. And oh, see, look, even that. See, this unpegs too. I didn't break it, but it's a peg. And that is weird. That is really weird. It seems that McFarlane Toys, from the beginning, from the very first onset, has always had little QC issues like that. I mean, they're really cool to look at. Even this original figure is a really cool to look at. But from what I hear and from a lot of people that I know, mutuals that are into toy collecting, McFarlane Toys always had trouble with this kind of stuff. So it's fun. A little swivel at the head too. All right. So thank you so much. If I get this posed, you'll be seeing that right up next. Have a great one and see you again next time.